guns, grenades, and rocket launchers among 13,500 weapons surrendered after a mass shooting. It ain't take them all day in Serbia to figure this out. The government declared, this right here, the government declared a 1-month amnesty period for citizens to surrender unregistered weapons as part of a crackdown on guns following the 2 shootings in 2 days this month that left 17 people dead, many of them children. My God, we got a lot to learn. Serbia didn't play with this thing. The article goes on. Authorities launched the gun crackdown after a 13-year-old boy on May the 3rd took his father's gun and opened fire on his fellow students in an elementary school in central Belgrade. A day later, a 20-year-old man used an automatic weapon to shoot randomly in a rural area south of Belgrade. Didn't take them all day. Authorities have said that people caught with illegal weapons once the amnesty period ends could face prison sentences of up to 15 years if they are convicted. They are not playing, Jackson, in Serbia.
Yeah, and I think that stuff like this just reflects a general concern for the well-being of your citizenry. And because there's no question about why we don't act on guns here, it's just corruption. You poll the American people, we bottom out at 80% when it comes to common sense gun regulation. It's pretty much 82% and up when it comes to age limitations, stronger background checks, waiting like maybe a 3, even 25-day waiting period before you can get your weapons. Actually, New York, up here where I'm at, they just had, I think Buffalo it was, they had like a buyback program. And people who turned in like semi-automatics got like a $500 gift card and then $150 gift card for every weapon turned in. And two, like a lot of gun owners, they don't own just one gun. A lot of gun owners own many guns. So stuff like this absolutely makes a difference. And we saw that it worked. But it's just, I mean, before we started this show, I mentioned too, I got a breaking news notification on my phone that there was some mass shooting. There was some shooting in New Mexico. 3 people got killed. A couple police officers got killed. And so like, there's just really no way to say like, oh, this isn't a political issue. First and foremost, basically everything within society is or can be a political issue. And people getting shot up and killed every other day at this point, basically. It's not like every few months. At this point, it's like several times a week. There's no way that you can say that it's not political.
That's right.
So this isn't a complicated problem. It's just the money.
There it is. It's the owner donors, and they fear the NRA and that gun lobby. And Serbian president, I mean, good on Serbia. Serbian president Aleksandar Vucic spoke on this crackdown on guns. The following: after June 8th, the state will respond with repressive measures and punishments will be very strict. What does anyone need? Why or what does anyone need an automatic weapon for, or all these guns? You better go ahead and say that, Mr. President. If only our president would stand up and say the same thing. If only we had a Congress in whole or in majority that would stand up to this gun lobby and say the same thing and ask the same question. What does anyone need an automatic weapon for? You ain't hunting with no damn automatic weapon or all these guns. I mean, they taking this seriously. And it didn't take hundreds of children over decades to die or adults to die for them to get a clue about what needs to be done. It is different. And Serbia to list is to a list of countries. They put a list of countries that have responded in decisive fashion to mass shootings with actual gun reform. They're added to that list. So we got New Zealand, Norway, United Kingdom, and Australia. I mean, that's it, Australia. And one country you don't see on the list, you already know what it is. Our country, the United States of America. And although mass shootings are not unique in the United States, the country has the highest rate of gun deaths among rich countries, more than 8 times higher than Canada and nearly 100 times higher than the UK. And we got more guns than we got men, women, and children and other folks in this country than people. Let's just go and say that, than people.
And it's a lot of people here.
A lot of people,
yeah.
Over 300 million of us, and we got more guns. This headline from ABC News last week, states it all. There have been more mass shootings than days in 2023. The database shows. That's it. There have been 202 mass shootings so far this year, and we're only almost in. No, we're in mid-May, right now. That part. So the U.S. definitely sells. I mean, we're a big arms dealer too. So let's just go ahead and take it. Hey, let's just take it there. We are a huge arms dealer, the United States of America. And sometimes we don't think about the country in that way, but I want you to start thinking about the country in that way.